Chapter 7. Heaven notices the exploit. The clouds did not move like clouds were supposed to. They gathered with intent. High above the sacred arena, the sky darkened not with storm or rain, but with a slow, deliberate thickening. The blue bled away first, then the white. What remained was a vast ceiling of muted gold and iron grey, heavy enough to press down. Lin Hao felt it immediately. The air grew dense. Breathing required effort now, as though pushing against an unseen hand. The crowd, moments ago loud with shock and ambition, fell silent one by one. Disciples clutched their chests. Some sank to their knees. Elders stiffened. This was not pressure from cultivation. This was authority. Lin Hao tilted his head back, squinting at the sky. Is it supposed to look like that? The system did not respond right away. For the first time, the floating interface hesitated. Lines of text flickered, then vanished again. That alone made Lin Hao's stomach tighten. Finally, the familiar tone chimed but lower, restrained. System notice. External oversight detected. Source: heavenly framework. Status: unavoidable. Lin Hao frowned. Oversight sounds like corporate. System clarification. Analogy accepted. Equivalent: upper management. Oh, Lin Hao said softly. That's bad. A deep, resonant sound rolled across the arena. It was not thunder. It was closer to a breath. The sky split. A vertical seam of pale gold light opened directly above the arena's center, descending slowly. Symbols drifted within it, ancient characters, too complex to fully perceive, each radiating an oppressive clarity. Several elders dropped to one knee instinctively. Some bowed their heads, others clenched their fists, refusing to submit. Heavenly inspection, someone whispered hoarsely. Lin Hao glanced around. Inspection of what? No one answered him. The light stopped descending. Then a voice spoke. It echoed from everywhere at once, above, below, inside the bones of the world itself. Anomalous entity identified. Lin Hao winced. Wow. Rude. The voice continued. Indifferent. Designation: Lin Hao. Status: non-compliant. Error rate: unacceptable. The crowd erupted into panic. Some disciples fled outright, sprinting away from the arena despite the crushing pressure. Others prostrated themselves, pressing foreheads to stone, muttering prayers through chattering teeth. The sect leaders remained, barely. The golden phoenix woman's lips pressed into a thin line. Heaven itself has noticed him. The crimson sword cultivator's hand tightened around his blade. That fast. The black thunder elder laughed again, though there was a strain in it now. I wondered how long it would take. Lin Hao raised his hand halfway, like a student unsure whether to speak. He said. Hi. The voice paused. That pause was felt everywhere. Query received. Lin Hao scratched his cheek. So, am I in trouble? The system flared urgently in his vision. System warning: do not engage directly. Recommended action: remain passive. Confidence level: low. The heavenly voice did not answer his question. Instead, the golden light condensed. From within it, something began to take shape. A figure descended, not walking, not flying, but simply existing, lower. It wore robes of layered white and gold, seamless and pristine. Its face was calm, perfectly calm. Too calm. Eyes like polished jade regarded the arena without emotion. A heavenly envoy. Every cultivator knew the legends. Heaven rarely intervened directly. When it did, it sent envoys. Lin Hao felt the envoy's gaze settle on him. It was like being looked through rather than at. Entity: Lin Hao, the envoy said. You have caused unauthorized optimization of lower realm subject. Lin Hao opened his mouth, then closed it. I said sorry. The envoy did not blink. Intent is irrelevant. A ripple of pressure swept outward, stronger than before. The barrier dome around the arena cracked audibly. The system chimed, fast and sharp. System alert. Heavenly enforcement protocol engaged. Threat level: narrative collapse. Lin Hao's heart skipped. Narrative collapse sounds expensive. The envoy raised one hand. The motion was small. The effect was not. Above Zhao Ming's unconscious body, a projection appeared, a lattice of light, mapping his meridians, his dantian, his soul. It displayed his cultivation state with brutal clarity. Subject status: The envoy's hand closed slightly. Zhao Ming's body jerked. Lin Hao stepped forward without thinking. Hey, don't do that. The envoy's eyes flicked to him, just slightly. The pressure doubled. Lin Hao stumbled, knees bending. The stone beneath his feet groaned. Spiderweb cracks racing outward. For the first time since arriving in this world, Lin Hao felt something close to pain, not injury, constraint. The system flared violently. System emergency mode activated. User stability compromised. Deploying countermeasure. Conceptual padding. Lin Hao gasped as the pressure eased just enough for him to stay upright. The envoy studied him more carefully now. Interesting. That word echoed like a verdict. The golden phoenix woman stepped forward, bowing deeply. Heavenly envoy, this one bears no malicious intent. If punishment must be delivered, let it fall upon the sects who failed to restrain irrelevant. The envoy interrupted. The crimson sword cultivator scowled. So you'll just erase him? The envoy did not respond immediately. Its gaze remained fixed on Lin Hao. Erasure is inefficient, it said at last. Entity functions as a variable outside predictive models. Lin Hao swallowed. That doesn't sound good either. Correction is required. The envoy lifted its hand again. This time, the sky answered. Golden runes ignited across the clouds, forming a massive circular error-known execution formation, vast enough to dwarf the arena. Power poured into it from every direction, ancient and absolute. Cultivators screamed. Elders shouted orders. Lin Hao stared up at the glowing array. Okay, he said quietly. That's definitely aimed at me. The system pulsed, text scrolling faster than he could read. System analysis. Heavenly sanction incoming. Type. Suppression. Binding. Reclassification. Survival probability. Undefined. Lin Hao exhaled slowly. He reached into the air. The infinite snack slot shimmered. He pulled out nothing. The slot resisted. For the first time, it did not respond instantly. Lin Hao frowned. Oh, come on. The envoy's voice echoed once more. Entity Lin Hao, submit to heavenly constraint. The execution array descended. Light flooded the arena. Lin Hao raised his hands, shielding his eyes. Then his phone buzzed. The sound was small, pathetically small, but it cut through the divine pressure like a needle through silk. Lin Hao blinked. He reached into his pocket. His phone cracked screen, scuffed case, utterly mundane lit up. Notification. Low battery mode activated. The heavenly array flickered. The envoy froze. The system went utterly silent. Lin Hao looked at his phone, then up at the sky. The clouds trembled. Something had gone very, very wrong.